Hello everyone, this is Vikas Dhayal and today we have with us Randeep Malik. He has had a long journey of studying sociology for 10 years. He has given 6 attempts in UPSC, 3 UPSC Mains as well as 1 interview. And we will be discussing how should a beginner approach sociology in this particular segment. So welcome Randeep to the YouTube channel, CSE Topper by Vikas Dhayal.
Thank you, Vikas. Thanks a lot.
So Randeep, let's take this discussion forward, and I'll be asking you questions just like a beginner always has queries regarding sociology optional. I have history as my optional, but I am very curious about how sociology should be taken as a subject in terms of UPSC preparation. So my first question for you will be that what is sociology as a discipline? How should you tackle it while you go for it? What should be your approach? So you tell this really interesting story about sociologist being a spy. Can you please share that with the audience?
Sociology is a very interesting subject. And if you've seen a spy movie, so suppose sociologist is a spy. And he's spying on 5-6 people sitting inside a room around a table. And all of them are discussing the role of education in society. One of them is a feminist, and she says that education reinforces the existing gender inequalities and stereotypes, so it's not creating a gender just society. On the other hand, there can be a Marxist. He might say that education is acting as a ideological conditioning device and it filters out the poor people. There might also be a functionalist. He might say that education plays the role of a cultural transmission from one generation to another generation. So likewise, there can be interactionist perspective and there can be postmodernists also. So basically it gives you, a spy notes down all of them, what they are saying, and then what he writes, that becomes a sociological answer.
Okay. So just to sum you up, the understanding that I got from you is that sociology is basically noting down perspectives from all the wise people who say something important regarding society and how it functions and what is wrong with the society and what is good about the society. So what do you want to mean that?
Yes, absolutely. Because reality is multidimensional in nature. So you see reality from one perspective, then you see it from a different perspective, and then from another perspective. Society gives you that unique vantage point to see things from various perspectives and simultaneously knowing that none of them is correct. All of them are partially correct.
So this is really interesting comment that you made. You talk about multidimensionality of reality. So we have grown into this particular society where we, as students of science in particular, we have been having one answer for a problem. There has been a rational thinking that we were trying to develop since our childhood, until basically in physics we came across this new theory of postmodern physics or modern physics, you can say, where even the particles are dual in nature. Similarly, you are saying that reality is very multidimensional. There can be multiple realities for the same problem.
Yes,
So
absolutely, because you see, unlike natural sciences like physics, chemistry, or biology, physics that you just mentioned, social reality is different. Social reality involves human beings who have consciousness. So it's not like a matter which responds to external stimuli in a mechanical manner. Social human beings respond meaningfully. This is what Weber says, कि they respond meaningfully. So that creates a very diverse and multidimensional reality. So basically, to sum it up, reality is indeed multidimensional, and that is more so true about sociology.
Okay, Randeep. So this is one interesting perspective that you have. Second thing, from the UPSC perspective, for a beginner, I would like to ask you this: And there are multiple books there are some heavy ones as well, such as the Blue Horolumbus, that people generally refer for understanding and basically as a standard text for sociology as an option. There are other books also. So in your journey of 10 years of studying sociology and also like giving these UPSC attempts, Randeep is an inspector in Haryana government in the income tax
Excise and taxes.
excise and taxation department. So he is a government official who has a view about society and sociology. So what are the basic sources that somebody who is a beginner should refer to, and in a limited period of time as well?
Yes, there are multiple sources, as you just mentioned, that Herlambo's book. It is indeed a very good book. It is written in a very simple and lucid manner. One must refer to it if you have ample amount of time with you. Besides this, IGNOU material I have found to be very useful and very good. It is also written in a very simple language, not very jargonized and heavy language like the one book, if you refer to Modernization of Indian Tradition by Yogendra Singh, that is a highly jargonized language, and people with the not so good vocabulary and those who are not very much in the know of sociological jargon, they find it hard to understand. So you should keep your material simple. IGNOU material, search that topic of the syllabus and type IGNOU sociology, and whatever that booklet or PDF comes, you download it and read it.
So you want to say there are like there is a people always advise that you should refer to IGNOU material, but what material? Are you referring to the BA IGNOU material or the MA IGNOU material? Because people are generally confused that what should be they buying from the market or what should they be downloading?
IGNOU material on topic wise. Sometimes BA material is also very good, but IGNOU material should be downloaded topic wise. Suppose Dalit movement. There is a topic called Dalit movement in sociology paper 2. So if you type Dalit movement IGNOU sociology, so there will be a PDF. You read that, it has sufficient amount of thinkers to quote. It explains very organically the movement of the Dalit movement from beginning to the end. And after that, you should read newspaper. Read newspaper, collect example. For that, what you should do is you should read newspaper and collect examples based on the questions that has been asked in the previous years. Say Dalit assertion or Dalit identity, questions like this. So IGNOU material will give you the basic framework to think over what thinkers I have to quote, and जो आपका ये न्यूज़पेपर पार्ट है वो आपको करंट एग्जांपल्स देगा. से फॉर एग्जांपल हम दलित आर्किटेक्चर की बात, जैसे आपने एक पहली वीडियो में की मनोज भाई ने, तो दलित आर्किटेक्चर का एग्जांपल वी ऑफन राइट. दलित के बारे में अभी जैसे उनके कल्चरल असर्शन का, राइडिंग हॉर्सेस ड्यूरिंग द मैरिज, या चमारा, देयर हैज बीन ए सॉन्ग इन हरियाणा, चमारा के छोरे, तो दैट हैज मोर देन 5 lakhs views. So they don't want to hide their identities that we are Dalits. They assert it, just like Jata ke chore, they also have this song that Chamara ke chore. So that is assertion of their Dalit identity only.
So you want to say that whatever is there in popular culture as well as which is basically academically written in the newspapers, we can use it to basically add value to whatever theoretical understanding that we have got from IGNOU material as well as some basic books.
Yes, absolutely. My view is this, that from IGNOU material will give you theoretical structure. Uske basically, to draw another analogy, if you IGNOU material will give you the brick and mortar structure of the house. The newspaper gives you sofa, table, and bad shit. So that beautifies things further
And it
and
also
adds
makes it like more
meaningful and complete.
Mhm.
Because जैसे आपका ऑब्जेक्टिव क्या होता है कि एक एक टॉपिक है, आप पढ़ रहे हो या समझ रहे हो, जैसे पैट्रियार्की एंड सेक्सुअल डिवीजन ऑफ लेबर एक टॉपिक मान लो, तो पैट्रियार्की एंड सेक्सुअल डिवीजन ऑफ लेबर हमने इस पे पढ़ा, थ्योरी की बायोलॉजिकल थ्योरीज हैं, कुछ और थ्योरीज हैं, तो उन थ्योरीज को हमने एक्सप्लेन किया और बताया कि पैट्रियार्कल डिवीजन ऑफ लेबर है वो ऐसे ऐसे होता है। अब यहां तक आके खत्म हो गया ना, अब इसके बाद में यू हैव टू ऐड न्यूज़पेपर कि हाउ इज इट चेंजिंग। इफ यू सी पेपर 2 के अगर आप 10 ईयर क्वेश्चन पेपर एनालाइज करोगे तो इनवेरिएबली क्वेश्चंस के साथ में कुछ चीजें ऐड की जाती हैं कि डायनामिक्स ऑफ दलित मूवमेंट और हाउ पेट्रियार्कल डिवीजन ऑफ लेबर इज चेंजिंग। तो what does it mean? It means कि आपसे ये एक्सपेक्ट किया जाता है कि you should know कि how the change is taking place in society,
and that you can substantiate by giving
examples and knowing. Say for example, अगर इसी में हम आगे ऐड करें patriarchal division of labor कैसे चेंज हो रहा है, तो you won't immediately come up with ओ कैसे चेंज हो रहा है, ये तो मेरे किसी भी नोट्स में नहीं है, तो वो आप कहाँ से लाओगे? वो तब आपके पास ऑलरेडी कलेक्टेड होगा व्हेन यू नो द सिलेबस एंड न्यूज़पेपर को पढ़ते ही यू कैन इमीडिएटली मेक सेंस कि मैं इसको कहाँ कोट कर सकता हूँ। तो इसमें अब डिवीजन ऑफ लेबर कैसे चेंज हो रहा है, वो हाउस होल्ड के अंदर कैसे चेंज हो रहा है और हाउस होल्ड से बाहर कैसे चेंज हो रहा है। हाउस होल्ड के अंदर मैन ने घर के हाउस होल्ड रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज में फंक्शन परफॉर्म करने शुरू कर दिया है। विमेन जो ट्रेडिशनली विमेन के बास्टियंस थे, जो ट्रेडिशनली वो एरियाज थे जहां पे वो काम करती थी, वो उससे अलावा भी कुछ ऐसे एरियाज में जा रही हैं जहां पे वो उनकी प्रेजेंस वो बहुत कम थी। फॉर एग्जांपल परमानेंट कमीशन टू वुमेन, अब ये हम कोट कर सकते हैं उसमें। देयर इज एन इनिशिएटिव कॉल्ड बेयरफुट कॉलेज इन राजस्थान, तो वहां पे विमेन आर बीइंग ट्रेन्ड एज mechanical engineers and those solar mamas, so electricians, these were not the trades that were generally associated with women. So all these examples, though people read them in newspaper, but unless or until you don't have the theoretical backing with you, you can't really use those examples.
So Randeep, you are very much highlighting the importance of newspaper here, along with the standard text. So you let me sum it up. You are saying that the IGNU material for the whole syllabus is enough. Do you want to say that?
Most of the things,
and rest of the things?
There are still things which you have to read from somewhere else, like that you mentioned Herlambo's blue book. So that is really good. Or basically, what should be the criteria to select what should I read? मतलब ये क्वेश्चन हर एस्पिरेंट को आई थिंक शुड आस्क, एंड इफ यू कैन आंसर इट, then that thing only you should read. So what should be the criteria? आपको प्रीवियस ईयर क्वेश्चन पेपर उठाना चाहिए और उसमें जो है क्वेश्चन, if that book is solving that, then you should read it. There are certain books which alone are solving those questions.
Maybe questions are coming from those.
Say for example, I will give you an example. Are all religions patriarchal? This was the question in 2019. So this has been given very elaborately in Herlambo's blue book, but it has not been mentioned in the syllabus. Just a part की theories of religion. तो यहाँ पे you should read Herlambo's, and उसके कुछ चैप्टर्स हैं वो आपको थोड़ा सा और अच्छे से करने चाहिए.
Maybe Randeep will share whatever detailed, basically the way every source should be referred to in whatever way possible. If you can do it, I will really ask you and I will really request you to do that for our subscribers, our Telegram viewers. So I'll put the link in the description for the sociology channel of Telegram. Randeep, one important question that every beginner has is basically how to make notes from newspaper. For example, like I've seen you making notes. I think you have compiled notes from Hindu as well as Indian Express for a couple of years now, and from every sociological article that has been quoted, you have made notes out of them. So, what has been your process? How do you make notes? It is very important topic. So, can you throw some light on your process of making notes?
Yes. You see, because you cannot make notes from newspaper from day one. You need to have background. Like जो अभी मैंने एग्जांपल दिया कि unless or until you know कि if you suppose you have a book, if you don't know where to put it in the library, you can't never find the same book again if you just throw it somewhere. तो ऐसे ही आपके पास एक बैकिंग होनी चाहिए, थ्योरेटिकल बैकिंग, कि आई नो कि व्हाट इज द थ्योरी पार्ट. Then only you will be able to relate it to some topic, sometime to one topic, sometime to multiple topics. Okay, I can use it in that topic also, I can use it in this topic also. तो यही होता है कि आपको न्यूज़पेपर से नोट्स बनाने चाहिए, और न्यूज़पेपर से ऐसा नहीं है कि पूरे के पूरा आर्टिकल है जो वो उसकी लैंग्वेज इंपॉर्टेंट है या उसका वो पूरे का पूरा हम यूं का यूं काट के रख लेते हैं. नहीं, उसमें से यू शुड टेक आउट सम पॉइंट्स. एंड कई बार ऐसा होता है कि न्यूज़पेपर गिव्स यू वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग इनसाइट. से फॉर एग्जांपल, आई विल गिव यू वन मोर एग्जांपल. I read it in some newspaper. There was one, when this migrant crisis was going on, there was one article. उसमें क्या था कि एमाइल डर्कीम की एक थ्योरी है ऑर्गेनिक सॉलिडेरिटी एंड मैकेनिकल सॉलिडेरिटी की, डिवीजन ऑफ लेबर पे. अब वो बोलते हैं कि मॉडर्न सोसाइटी है दैट इज कैरेक्टराइज्ड बाय ऑर्गेनिक सॉलिडेरिटी. व्हाट इज ऑर्गेनिक सॉलिडेरिटी? Solidarity or integrity in the society created through mutual interdependence of human beings. So this ecosystem, whole ecosystem of urban areas, they are supported by the migrant labor. So their departure from the cities had shaken the foundation of that modern city system, because the basis of solidarity was interdependence. When the migrants deserted the place, so that had shaken the foundation. So that was beautifully used. I think more and more such things, more and more such ideas should be used. Or sociology is, one should never make a mistake about sociology. Sociology is not Sudoku. Sociology is chess. देयर इज नॉट प्रीफिक्स्ड आंसर कि यहाँ पे तो यही आएगा एंड यही आंसर हो सकता है. देयर आर सम थिंकर्स, सम पॉइंट्स, सम कंसेप्ट्स जो एक दो चाल चलते हैं. देयर आर अदर्स जो 10 चाल चलते हैं. तो दैट डिपेंड्स ऑन यू कि हाउ artfully and how tactfully you use them.
So Randeep, if I want to sum it up, whatever you said is basically, whenever you are making notes from the newspaper, the important thing is that you do not, you only take out things which are important from the exam perspective.
Yes.
And you note them down, because if you do not do that, then basically it is a waste of time, because you will not be able to use it later on. So from exam perspective, it is important that you make notes out of it. Another important question that every aspirant who is a beginner in sociology asks is basically the importance of answering. And one more thing that I left is that basically you're saying that if somebody is new to sociology, then that person should cover the theory part first, and then only refer to newspapers. So you are saying that one reading of the whole sociology syllabus from some basic book or some basic note should be done. So before asking the other question, I will ask this question: what should an aspirant refer to only the material that are prepared by some notes are there? For example, Nitin Sangwan is a concise summary of everything that is there in IGNOU as well as Horolumbus, etc. There is also Tushar Anshu notes which are in the market, which are also like very much popular, and he scored one of the highest in sociology. So can one person be dependent on those, or is it necessary that you have to refer to the like the broader sources, the IGNOU material or the Horolumbus or the Ritzer?
Well, again, because I would say कि it depends on the ability. I think हर इंडिविजुअल की यूनिक कैपेबिलिटी होती है, तो आई डोंट थिंक कि ये कोई भी एक यूनिवर्सल जो डायरेक्टिव है या एक यूनिवर्सल मैं कोई चीज़ बोल दूं एंड दैट विल बी एप्लीकेबल टू एवरीवन. There are people who can prepare sociology in 2-3 months, or they are really good at understanding, making sense of things. But sometimes it happens to students that, and I know many such students I have been mentoring, they don't understand the concepts well, and they find it difficult to even understand it from the IGNOU material, which is fairly simply written. So in such a situation, I would say कि first you should, no matter what, you should have the grasp over the concept, no matter how it comes.
It can be through a coaching institution, through a foundation course, through some guidance that you get.
हाँ, अगर आप उनके तुषार अंशु के नोट्स पढ़ रहे हैं, और इफ से फॉर एग्जांपल पॉजिटिविज्म का एग्जांपल लेते हैं, से फॉर एग्जांपल अगर आप पॉजिटिविज्म को उससे समझ रहे हो कि ओके पॉजिटिविज्म इज दिस एंड बेसिक जो पोस्टुलेट्स ऑफ पॉजिटिविज्म आर दीज एंड critique of positivism is this, so that is totally fine. No need to go for multiple sources or big books. No need to do that. I think that is sufficient कि आप, but conceptual clarity is must. You can't do without conceptual clarity.
Any methods, any certain methods which can be used for conceptual clarity? Is it googling a particular term, seeing some videos on YouTube? If somebody wants to prepare it for free, so is it possible? Although I understand that it depends on the capability and the ability of the student, what kind of background that person has, and if that person has a sociological bent of mind or not. But even if you are like forced to give an exam, a directive, then what would it be? If you want to study for free, is it possible? Is it possible for a very like a beginner?
Yes, I always believe कि it is possible for the beginner, and especially the poor who cannot afford big coaching fees. I think they charge 50, 60,000, 70,000 for optional. I think they can do it. Basically, a poor person can also do this, and I just think कि उसमें फिर है ना भूख ज्यादा होनी चाहिए. There is no other substitute. अगर आप में भूख है तो you will do it, क्योंकि it has to be satiated, it has to be satisfied. और अगर भूख नहीं है तो फिर आपको चाहे कोई कंसेप्ट प्लेट में भी परोस के दे दे, आप तब भी उनको कोई.
तो आप अगर किसी इंसान को, ऐसे स्टूडेंट को अगर सीखना है कि if somebody is like not very good with finances, not bestowed with all the resources, so what can be the possible way of learning it freely? Is it like sources from Telegram or YouTubing, Googling? How can somebody do it? You have been mentoring many students for free for a very long time now, so it's an honor to like have you here. So what would be your advice? Like, you've seen people do it on their own. Yes. Despite having you were somebody who, like, most of the things you did it on your own, as well as you learned from some of the seniors. So what would be your advice for somebody like this who has willpower and everything but not resources?
I think it can be done. And first, you should go through the IGNOU material, basic NCRTs, and then you should pick up some good books like Herlambos. IGNOU material is also very good. Sometimes direct questions have been asked from IGNOU material. For example, there is one topic, ur- urbanism, a way of life.
Mm-hmm.
This has been clearly given in the IGNOU material and nowhere else. तो आप IGNOU material को, for that you just need willpower and a little bit good functional English language, good command over English language, basically the ability to express your ideas, whatever you learn. So that is sufficient. I think उसके अलावा तो बेसिक मटेरियल हैं, जो सोर्सेज हैं, यू कैन कीप सम सोर्सेज की. फॉर एग्जांपल, जैसे आपने बताया कि तुषार अंशु के नोट्स या नितिन सांगवान की बुक है, दे आर रियली गुड, बट दे आर ओनली एज गुड एज यू आर एबल टू मेक सेंस आउट ऑफ इट. अगर आप उसको पढ़ने के बाद भी नहीं समझ पा रहे हैं तो इट मीन्स इट्स नॉट गुड फॉर यू. तो आपको वो दूसरे किसी उससे देखना चाहिए, सोर्स से. हो सकता है कि एक कंसेप्ट, उसमें मल्टीपल कंसेप्ट यूज हो रहे हैं, तो एक कंसेप्ट उसमें से सेंस बना रहा है. तो ऐसे टॉपिक के लिए आप अलग से नोट्स बना लें कि सो दैट यू डोंट हैव टू पिक अप द सेम all different books every time.
So Randeep, one more thing, like you mentioned that somebody can prepare on his or her own as well, if they have enough willpower and there are sources such as IGNOU which are freely available. So if they are like really focused and if they want to do it at all costs, then they can do it. So that is an excellent advice. Otherwise, I think the importance of peer group in studying sociology. If somebody is preparing sociology, there are college groups, there are like multiple groups in libraries, etc. So how do you think sociology can be learned in a quick manner through like hand holding and helping each other, uh, by forming peer groups of people who are studying the same subject?
I think it is a wonderful idea and it certainly can be helpful. अगर आपके 3 4 5 लोग अगर सेम सोशोलॉजिकल ऑप्शनल के अगर स्टूडेंट्स हैं, तो ऑब्वियसली दे कैन डिस्कस कंसेप्ट्स कि ये मुझे समझ में नहीं आ रहा है, ये आप बता दो. हो सकता है उसको कोई और कंसेप्ट समझ में आ रहा हो तो वो उसको बता दे. हो सकता है वो न्यूज़पेपर में कुछ एग्जाम्पल ढूंढ के लेके आए कि ये एग्जाम्पल है, इट कैन बी यूज्ड एट मल्टीपल प्लेसेस. तो आपने वो सोचा ना हो कि ये ऐसे कैसे यूज हो सकता है. तो सर्टेनली इट कैन बी हेल्पफुल, बट अगेन दैट डिपेंड्स कि
आपके पास एक्सेस है या नहीं.
हाँ, आपके पास एक्सेस है या नहीं.
So I would like to say this, that we will be trying to, like, if somebody is not able to afford like these expensive coachings, etc., we'll be trying to make at least help you in this regard, that if you can form a peer group, we'll give some information on the Telegram channel for sociology really soon regarding that, taking cue from Randeep's ideas. Randeep, the next thing that I want to ask regarding UPSC preparation for beginners, the importance of answer writing. So how often you should write answers, when you should begin answer writing. There is a video of Mrinal who says that everybody is like making a huge thing out of answer writing, which is not important. There are other views as well that you should begin answer writing from day one. Akshay Jain used to say that, who had rank 2. There are many toppers as well who said this. So there are like different views regarding answer writing. What will be your advice for a beginner? You have been mentoring many beginners these days, and what has been your experience?
See, my idea is कि you should first go through the syllabus. Once you have completed the syllabus, you should, in 1/3 time, you should revise it, so that you don't have any difficulty remembering the thinker. Okay, what Marx said, what Durkheim said, all those basic thinkers you should have good command over. Once you have that command, I think in 2.5 months sociology, whole syllabus of sociology can be covered, and in one third of that time you should revise it and then immediately start writing answers. So once you start answer, this is an exam which is in which the result is directly proportional to the answer writing. जो अभी आपने बताया इतने ओपिनियंस हैं इसके बारे में, आंसर राइटिंग के बारे में, ऑल ऑफ देम आर ट्रू. हमने सोशियोलॉजी के बारे में बोला कि मल्टी डायमेंशनलिटी, तो ऑल ऑफ देम आर ट्रू. अगेन बस वो होता है कि वो उनमें इंडिविजुअल इडियोसिंक्रेसीज होती हैं, इंडिविजुअल की स्ट्रेंथ्स होते हैं कुछ. से फॉर एग्जांपल कोई लिख के याद करता है तो वो हमेशा लिखता है, जो कुछ भी याद करता है उसको लिखता है. तो आंसर राइटिंग का उसका फ्लो और उसका जो पेस होगा वो डिफरेंट होगा, ऐसा दूसरे स्टूडेंट से जो सिर्फ पढ़ता है, लिखता कभी नहीं है. तो लेकिन लिखना सबको चाहिए. एट सम पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम एवरीबडी हैज टू राइट. तो आपको लिखते लिखते पता लग जाता है कि आप 2 आंसर लिखो, 4 आंसर लिखो, उनसे आपको पता लग जाएगा कि which type of person you are.
Also, Randeep, another important thing is that November has come. This UPSC cycle for the 2023 attempt. There are about 7 months left for the less than 7 months left for the prelims exam that to be held on 28th of May, and the mains exam to be held in September. So, what would you say? What would you say to a beginner who wants to attempt the 2023 attempt? And basically, how should they make a strategy for sociology optional? Should they focus on this subject for 3 months, till January, till February, till March, or how should they go about it? And how much time every day they should be devoting for sociology?
I think within these next 3 months, sociology and essay should be over. You should have done enough practice. And
you want to say till March?
Till March.
Till March or till January? Sorry.
Till January. Sorry. Till January. और उसमें ये है कि that depends again कि आपका कौन सा अटेम्प्ट है, कितनी तैयारी है, तो उस पर डिपेंड करता है. अगर आपकी तैयारी बहुत अच्छी है प्रीलिम्स की, यू फील वेरी कंफर्टेबल अबाउट इट, तो आप इसको 3 महीने का टाइम आई थिंक सफिशिएंट है. अगर आपकी कंसिस्टेंटली आप निकाल रहे हो तो आई थिंक 2 महीने का भी सफिशिएंट होता है. तो दैट डिपेंड्स कि आप कहाँ पर हो. You should have that awareness about yourself. और उससे पहले I think these are the 2 most low hanging fruits कि आप सोशियोलॉजी की आंसर राइटिंग, एंड बाय आंसर राइटिंग I strictly mean only previous year question paper, and you should or try to organize your content through these previous year question paper. Question papers give you structure. Say for example there is a topic positivism and its critique. There has been one question in the previous year, positivism and its critique by anti-positivists and post-positivists. Now people don't know who are anti-positivists, and some people don't know who are post-positivists. But they know 8 thinkers they can write on the critique part, but they don't know who is
categorizing the critique in terms of 2 heads.
हाँ, तो वहां पे you should categorize कि ओके ये प्रीवियस ईयर में ये पूछा हुआ, तो यू कैन ऑब्वियसली सर्च की हु आर पोस्ट पॉजिटिविस्ट. ओके दीज 2 थिंकर्स, दीज 3 थिंकर्स, ओके इनके आगे मैं पोस्ट पॉजिटिविस्ट की हेडिंग डाल लेता हूँ. तो दैट विल गिव द व्यूअर ए वेरी good aesthetics about it, will have a very good aesthetics about it, and it will be very pleasing to eyes ki okay this guy has a very good structure about his answer. He has just not thrown thinkers on the paper.
So another important question that everybody has, sometimes it is difficult to remember thinkers. So there are a lot of thinkers, at least 10 that I know of in your sociology optional, because Manoj sir has been doing it and I was also like looking at it. So there are various thinkers, and sometimes it is difficult to remember what views Yogendra Singh had and what views Dumo had, Gourier had, and everybody, all of these thinkers. I think I'm going on the same, like on the correct path. So in history optional, it gets really difficult after a point of time that you remember exactly who said what. Like you may remember like the best ones, but there are like some rare topics on which they have not like done something relevant. So is it okay to just write the view and not talk about who gave it?
I think because इसमें there are certain thinkers which you must write.
For example,
कि suppose there is critique of Dumo. They last year in 2020 there was one question that Dumo has given a very idealized account of caste system in India. So there is one thinker who has said the exact same thing, that he has given a very idealized account. That was Andre Bhate. So you must write Andre Bhate there. There
and
is
Andre Bhate and Dumo are like the top sociologists. You
हाँ,
must know about
तो
them.
you must know about them. और इसमें तो यही होता है कि ये थिंकर्स ऐसे नहीं है कि आपको याद ना रहे. ये तो कुछ थिंकर्स ऐसे हैं जो आपके सिलेबस में डायरेक्टली दिए हुए हैं और उनका पता है कि ये इंडोलॉजिस्ट है, ये एम.एन. श्रीनिवास है, ये स्ट्रक्चरल फंक्शनलिस्ट है, देसाई है वो मार्क्सिस्ट है. तो इनका तो पता है कि ये क्या बोलेंगे. बोलने से पहले पता लग जाता है कि ये इस पे क्या बोलेंगे, क्योंकि आपको पता है कि मार्क्सिस्ट क्या बोलते हैं, कैसे देखते हैं इसको. तो अब उसके अलावा कुछ लेकिन नॉट सो पॉपुलर ऐसे थिंकर्स भी होते हैं, नो डाउट. तो उनमें देयर इज नो अदर वे, आपको बस वो यू जस्ट हैव टू कीप ऑन राइटिंग आंसर्स सो दैट वो आपको याद हो जाए.
तो आप कहना चाहते हैं कि अगर आपको उनके नाम याद हैं तो बढ़िया है कि नाम याद रखें आप.
हाँ, और नहीं तो फिर
तो आप केवल उनका व्यू लिख दें तो भी अच्छा
उनका व्यू लिख दें तो भी अच्छा है.
So Randeep, I think we have covered a lot of questions related to how beginners should be approaching sociology as a subject, as an optional. Anything else that you would like to mention regarding any advice that you would like to give to beginners who want to attempt a 2023 or even the 2024 attempt?
My advice would be that sociology is very interesting. You just need to find that charm in sociology. कि there are so many things happening around you, but you never saw them the way a sociologist does. Suppose family, institution of family, I mean that is central to our society, but there are so many things about family that we still don't know.
For example, I discovered this from one of your sociological thinkers. One friend of mine told me that the relations in family are dependent upon economic and basically interdependence. You have to help somebody if that person is in economic need. So I never thought about that in that way, because obviously your friends might decline something if you ask for financial help, but your family, if they do so, then they are not your family.
Yes, I mean,
crudely I put it. Crude way I put it, but like this is what I understood.
मतलब ये जैसे there is a theory on this also कि there is popular view that family system is undergoing a transformation in the modern industrial society, and it is leading towards the nuclearization of family. But there are others who challenge this notion, and they say that family is not undergoing nuclearization. There are still economic dependence of an individual on family, and they give the examples of Agarwals, and Milton Singer gives the example from South India, that business, basically family and its networking and contacts, help the businessman communities. So all these Tatas and Ambanis, they were one family even few decades back.
Were they?
If I am correct.
I think Tatas were Parsis and Ambanis were Sindhis. There may be some connection. I don't remember. But there are many like famous families who have connections. So on that note, I would say Randeep has said some really meaningful things. If you have any more doubts, anything related to, if you are a beginner, then we are here to help you. Randeep is full time in support for this initiative that we have taken. Particularly, he has a very keen way of looking at people who are in the help and in the process of seeking help from somebody
Who are hungry
who are hungry, and also
for knowledge.
who are hungry for knowledge, and also who lack resources but they want guidance and they want to succeed in this examination. So thank you, Randeep. If you have any queries, any doubts, you can always mention it in the comment, and you can also go to our CSE Topper _ helpline on the Telegram channel. We'll be putting every link that is there, and also other videos. For example, Manoj Bhai has conducted really good talk on sociology. This is a different talk which talks about, like, we have covered the beginner part. So thank you, Randeep, for joining us and taking out time. You
Most welcome.
are really busy, and
Thank
you have to leave for an important event. So thank you.